see the CPU and the GPU are both garbage, brutalized. There was their junky thermal compound, just messed, which is supposed to be on that chip there. We're gonna clean that up and put some new Arctic Solar 5 on, which is just not junk shit like that. So, oh yeah, alright. I'll show you that. So, there's the one heatsink there I've taken off. I'm gonna take those screws out with a big set of pliers. I forgot to mention them. So let's flip this over. There was nothing there. And we're gonna show you I'm gonna set this down. Now you just get onto these clips with your screwdriver like so. You got to, I don't know if you can see this, get underneath here like this, and you kind of just twist your screwdriver up, pop. I hope you can see it, but it's a time thing, we gotta get it done. Well, that knocked them all off. Usually it takes 2 or 3 and you'll be able to get it right off, but that was 2 bangers. So you got that off. Carefully. Well, that wasn't carefully, I guess. But if you turn it over, that one slid in fairly easy. Turn it over, and that was sitting right there. You should just pull slowly off there, and then you'll have that. Now you've got those things, and you've got to clean this up. Your heat sinks after you take the screws out, and you clean this one up too, and you clean this up, get all that shit even from around it, and use a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol. Higher percentage the better, 100%, well maybe 90% I think it is. I'm just using 70. Clean all that up. See how brutal that is? It's got to have a nice mirror finish to it. So we're gonna, I'll show you, just take this out and then we're gonna pause it. And I'm gonna clean these up. I'll show you when I get back here. These things here. These can go right in the garbage can too, by the way. Ah. And let's do that for your other heatsink. Clean both of them up. The ones on the board have to be spotless, nice mirror finish to them. And we'll show you what we mean in a minute. Alright. So we got both of them cleaned up. Read what it says, almost that's so shiny, and cleaned all around them. This one, same thing, look how shiny it is, mirror finish, there too. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a thermal compound. Oops. Try to get it a bit close, but like it says, someplace wherever I read. Big processors, I'm going to use like almost the right size, and then small chips are going to use about half rice. So CPU and GPU, and on the side of the GPU there, that's part of it. We're just going to apply a tiny bit, spread over even. That's actually a very tiny amount, so go ahead and grab that very tiny amount all over. So I'm going to go ahead and spread this, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Alright, so I got thermal compound applied to both these chips. Very thin layer, as you can see. That one looks a little bit messy, but it's not. Try to keep it away from those as good as possible. None of it doesn't matter. Main point is it being on the processors. Alright, now I'll show you this. You can also see I've already got my screws and washers in place. I'm using the screws with one rubber against the bottoms. On the top I got my one rubber and I got my steels. Then we're going to go ahead and apply these two heat sinks. Try to keep it straight. Alright, you know where they go, you don't even need to pay much attention to this. Try not to get much movement after you get them on. So you're going to have to slide this off a little bit. Those washers will keep it on there. You're going to put some pressure on this. You don't want to snug it up all the way yet. Well, you can't even see what's going on here now. I'm just pushing it out on with my face. Well, cutting all these things tight as they go by hand. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to do the same with the next one. When you get these two things on, then I'll carry on with the next step. This back on. So now I'm just putting this power button back on here. Push down a little bit. Alright, I've got the heatsinks back together. Both of them aren't tightened up. I've got the DVD drive back on. It's plugged in, both of them. Got the fans in there. They're not plugged in yet. We're gonna keep it that way. And don't forget to put the power button on. So let's go ahead and go ahead out here. Plug this weapon in here. Alright, so we plugged it back in. And what do you see? Same thing. 3 lights of death. So it takes 2.5 minutes to overheat without that fan. Plug it in, and then you'll get just the 2 lights will start flashing. You'll have to unplug the power. I'm not going to waste your time, so I'll come back to when those 2 lights come on. Alright, there, it's overheated. It's flashing, it's real hot, so we're going to unplug it now, and you got to pull the power bar out because nothing else works. That power button doesn't work. So, pull that out. Unhook the power bar. Unhook the video cord. And let's leave it in cool down mode. And I'm going to come back to you in a few minutes. Alright, so we're going to turn it back on now. We've let her cool down. I've actually cooled it off with this fan, just holding it to the heat sinks. So when you fix those red lights, you got you leave it on, red lights, 2.5 minutes. You're gonna get it's gonna switch to 2 lights, which means it overheats, which is good. You're getting it's just the Arctic Solar 5's thermal compound bond between the GPU, CPU, and the heat sinks. When that happens, you unplug her, cool her off with a fan or something. We're gonna fire her up here after we've cooled her off and see how she goes. See her live. Alright. Oh, there you see it. We're working 360. So she should stay working. We're going to shut her off here because she'll just overheat without your exhaust systems and all back together. There you have her, working 360. Shut her back off.